Hi, I'm Mary Arzuega with GFS Home Loans.
And I'm Ron Wuestefeld with Keller Williams Heritage out here in San Antonio.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
2024. So we were just talking about New Year's resolutions from the year before.
Yes.
And what we have accomplished, or what you didn't accomplish for your New Year's resolutions, and why, and just kind of wanted to expand on that and tie it into home buying.
Yep. So, I don't know, 2023 was, for me, it was definitely a year of learning and self-reflection. And then, as you've seen, I used to be with another brokerage, and I switched to Keller Williams. Also part of that self-reflecting and everything, making some big changes here for 2024 and all that, so I can hit those resolutions and everything. And I have Mary here from Gold Financial to thank for bringing me over to Keller Williams, actually.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And I think also attending maths classes on a regular for us were a real big insight, or something that helped us to move along into growing.
Yeah, that 21-week class, I mean, that was intense, but I definitely grew a lot during 21 weeks.
For sure, yes. Okay, so let's see. 2023, I don't usually do resolutions, but they just kind of start to evolve towards the end of the year because people are starting to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't say, well, I'm going to do this January 1st, I'm going to start. I just kind of start right then and there when I hear it.
So you just start to start?
Yeah, I start right then and there at that moment. I don't see the point of waiting. I have been watching like a lot of the either reel or post that will say, oh, in January this, well, I'm going to start making videos. I'm like, I'll start today.
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I'll set like a New Year's resolution, but I won't start it on the new year. I actually kind of will set those resolutions a couple months prior and already start them, so then that way when I hit the new year, I'm in that routine already and everything. Yeah. I'm not trying to start a new routine. Yeah, and, because something about New Year's, I never got this this part of the tradition is like, let's stay up to midnight, drink and party, and then the very first day of the new year, you're hungover, laying on the couch, not accomplishing any goals that you wanted to whatsoever, because you haven't even started to change the old you. So, and the same thing, that is losing weight, exercise, dieting, whatever it is, and the real estate, maybe you want to be a better cold caller, or whatever your New Year's resolution is actually starting it prior. So on day one of the new year, you're not on the couch hungover because you've set those goals, you've started that habit already, that you're like, okay, well, tomorrow, like I said, weight loss is always a big one. So first of the year, I want to start losing weight, and I want to lose 50 pounds for the year. But then you drink all night, you don't want to exercise the next day because you're hungover, you feel like shit, and you're like, well, it'll wait for tomorrow. Well, then tomorrow comes, and I still don't feel the best, and I got to go to work now. So
hungover as you get older also
lasts longer.
It lasts longer.
So now, if you started your exercise and your dieting prior, you're like, okay, well, yeah, I might have a couple drinks or something, be with some friends, but tomorrow I gotta hit the gym and everything, because I already have that habit in motion of every day at this time I'm hitting the gym. I'm going to meal prep, whatever it is. I just use weight loss as the big one because it normally is a big one for everybody.
Right.
And it's hitting those goals prior to the new year, and now you're setting your habit and everything. So you're actually setting yourself up for success instead of failure, because you're always just putting off to the next day.
Setting the tone.
Yep.
Setting the tone. Yep. And we talked about a victim card. So if I think back of something that I wanted to do within the last earlier on of this year,
Mhm.
I would say, and then I kind of just had to stop myself and say, okay, why am I not doing those things? I could easily revert back to the victim mindset or self-reflect,
Mhm.
right? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, and that, you know, self-reflect, what I said in the beginning, like 2023 was a big year for me, self-reflecting. A lot of it was that in 2022, me and my family uprooted everything we knew in Hawaii to move to San Antonio, Texas, and we had no friends or family here. We just said, hey, you know what? The way things were kind of handled during pandemic and stuff like that in Hawaii just didn't align with my family's values and everything. So we just uprooted and came to a community that seemed to be more in line with our values and everything as a family unit. And with that, there was, you know, I would say everybody experiencing pandemic, they all experienced we all went through something,
Mhm.
and everybody experienced it different ways. And, you know, there was a lot of mental trauma with that and everything.
Or exposed.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
exposed, because
Yeah.
it was always probably there. No.
Or exposed, exacerbated, you know.
Okay, right.
But having that, moving out here, for me, self-reflection in 2023 was that I found myself, I was putting energy in things that weren't getting me to the next level where I wanted to be in my family life and in my business life. And I kind of knew that I was putting energy towards a lot of negative stuff, thinking that, oh, kind of like that, somebody does you wrong, I'll show you, but then, you know, the person who does you wrong, you're kind of like, well, you screwed me over, and you're starting to play like a victim card because you are the way you are because this person did this to you. And giving that power over to that person to have over you and everything, keeping like me, I was letting some people have power over me. I'm not perfect, I'm human, but allowing them to have that power over me kept me from being able to grow and become a better person. And I was actually putting negative energy to kind of try to hurt them back, thinking like, oh, if I hurt them back, then they'll feel what I'm going through. Instead of taking that negative energy and actually being like, you know what, you don't matter. You know, if that whatever you do makes you sleep better at night, good, great for you. Karma, I'm a firm believer in karma. You'll get what's coming to you, but I'm not going to put the energy into you anymore. I need to get to the next level where I want to be. And still, like, I'll show you, I'll get there. You don't believe that I can get there, but I will get there. And taking that energy, that negative energy, and actually spinning it to positive energy and bringing in people who can actually get you up to that next level and everything, because the others are just trying to keep you at their level. Misery loves company, right? Mm-hmm. So they're trying to keep you down there, where being kind of like that beacon of light, being like having that positive, showing like positivity and everything, brings in positive people to help you grow.
Going back to the karma, it ties in with the Galatians, right? You reap what you sow,
mm-hmm.
right? And I think that when you find your center and your awareness and surround yourself around the people that are like-minded, or at least have the awareness, because we can't always be around just the same type of people, but be aware of who you want to keep close to you. And stopping, reflecting, and being aware is like a maturity level too. It takes maturity for that, and those are things that will help you advance, I think.
Yeah. And you know, by playing the victim, you're never going to grow.
Right.
I mean, going back to, you know, whatever happened in your life through, you know, maybe 2023, there's some things that may have happened to you and all that, and thinking, well, these things happened to me, this person did this to me, or this situation did this to me and everything, and it's keeping you from getting to that next level because you're playing the victim. You're blaming somebody else or something else is because the way you are, and it's actually vice versa. You're being a victim. Don't be the victim and keep victimizing yourself, because you're not going to get to where you want. In fact, self-reflect and look back and be like, well, you know what? Actually, I'm in this situation because I put myself there. I allowed this situation or this person to hold this power over me and make me feel the way that I feel and everything, instead of sitting there and saying, you know what? The reason I'm at where I'm at in my life, the reason I'm at where I'm at in 2023 is because I allowed this to have power over me. I allowed this to keep me down, instead of taking that and harnessing that energy and being like, you know what? I'm not allowing this to take me down. This was a lesson learned. You fall forward. You know, you're going to get smacked in the face a couple times and everything, but as long as you can get up and keep moving forward and not placing the blame and find a way to get to your goal. Maybe it didn't work that way, so you don't do it that way again. You find a new way to do it to hit your goal.
Yep.
And that's where you can set for 2024 is, okay, maybe you didn't hit your goals in 2023. Doesn't mean they still can't be a goal. You just can't do it the same way you did in 2023.
Right. And there's also a lot of things that you can't control, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just concentrate on what you can control. And that's all we can do.
Yeah, sometimes I can't control my kids.
Touche. Or my dog that keeps, my new puppy, she keeps taking one of my slippers.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's frustrating. But focusing on what you can control is key. I'm sure that a lot of these things, you know, you may already know. So it's not just hearing, it's actually putting it into action. And setting a plan and getting together with somebody. Set that goal, find out what that goal is, get somebody that has some experience in that, and set a plan for it as well. So that way you can put it into action.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Matt said, you know, we had to write our plans up, like the business plans and stuff like that out at the beginning of the year. You know, if you go into the new year without a plan, or, you know, you own your own business without a business plan, you're just going to repeat the same thing that you did the past year. And you're going to have the same results, or maybe even worse results. So, you know, having that plan for the beginning of the year, and then when you're making that plan too, have it to where you are, you know, you're reflecting once a month or each quarter on that plan and saying, okay, maybe you didn't hit the goal that quarter. Well, why didn't you hit the goal and everything? So you're able to pivot and everything, especially in the real estate market in 2024. I think we're going to see a bunch of pivoting and everything.
Yes.
I think
rates.
I think you're going to see a lot of agents dropping out of the market and everything. Even on the lenders' sides, I think you'll see a lot of lenders dropping out of the market.
They're already dropping it.
Yeah, same thing like on the agent side and everything. And I think they're predicting like another 40% at the beginning of this year. And so you're going to see a lot of agents and everything dropping out of the market. And hey, you know what? If you don't drop out of the market, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to pick up that business and everything. But you're going to have to also pivot with that too, because, you know, you may be getting more business than what you're normally able to handle and everything. And then also, I honestly think, and you might be able to even elaborate on this, but I think we're going to see interest rates roller coaster just because of the year it is, it being like an election year. I think you're going to see them go down, and you might see them go back up too.
And then come back down.
And then come back down. So,
definitely a roller coaster, yeah.
So I think, you know, you're going to see that on the real estate side is definitely going to be a roller coaster year. But having that business plan, going back and having that business plan, and then reflecting on that, because now you can pivot as those changes are happening and everything. You're able to pivot your business, your response, how you're going to react. Maybe this worked, but this didn't work. And you can add new tools to the toolbox, or hey, you know what, just because it looks useful doesn't mean it is useful. Throw that one out and everything. So, but that is definitely the importance of making sure that you have a business plan going into 2024. Or if you don't have a business, you know, and it's just like a life plan, having it written out, because if you don't write it out, you're not going to do it.
Yep, writing it down. And what I've suggested, because I've worked through some plans with some buyers, and I can sit with them and let them know, okay, this is what your plan looks like. You'll qualify in 6 months, or at 12 months, or at 18 months, if you do these things. And I set it up to where we do it to where it's comfortable for them. So I also look at their income, I look at their expenses, and find out, okay, it's all good and gravy to say, oh, well, I can pay $500 a month, but if that's not comfortable for you, it's probably not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So let's be realistic here. So where can we cut back, and from that, how can we apply towards whatever needs to be paid to get your credit to where it needs to be, or even income. What do we need to do? Because I've had some people that I recently spoke to that they said, oh, well, I didn't claim that on my taxes. Well, you can amend your taxes, mm-hmm. and now let's focus on the next 12 months, and then we can average it for the last 24 months. So I'm getting to lender on here. Okay.
That's good information.
Yeah. But setting a plan, we're more than happy to meet with you, sit with you. If the plan for you is to close a loan in 9 days, we can do that. If it's you're not ready till a year or a year and a half, or you just signed a lease, and let's say your credit score is at 680, well, it wouldn't hurt to talk to us, to let us walk you through how to get it to 720. Sometimes it's just little tweaks to get it better. And the benefit of having 680 versus 720 is either going to be a discount point or interest rate. And we're talking thousands of dollars just for you to pick up the phone and let us walk you through how to get from point A to point B. You don't have to be at 580. You could, like I said, you could be at 680. Let us get you to 720 if you have that time, and we'll guide you and walk you through that. We're here for you, to serve you, and to get the best for you.
Yep. So pretty much, you know, again, 2023 is coming to an end, or it pretty much has ended, and everything. And
a few more hours.
Yep, a few more hours. And then for 2024, you know, we want to see you succeed. If that is being an agent, home ownership, you know, whatever it is, we want to see you succeed at what you want in 2024. We want to see you make that change in your life and become the new and better you. And the first thing you got to do is you got to start now.
Yep. Start now, and be mindful of your mindset.
Yep.
Your mindset. It's either you're feeding faith or fear.
Yeah. Have those conversations with yourself every night. Like, self-reflect on the day. You know, mm-hmm. like you said earlier when we were talking, was something about along the lines like pretty much having like one-on-one time with yourself and being able to look back and be like, okay, what did I do right today, and where did I screw up? Mm-hmm. And
so, yeah. So the mornings will be kind of like, it's a journal that I have. And in the morning, it has questions on the left side for the morning and the right side for the evening. So the mornings will kind of just ask you questions about, okay, what do you want to accomplish today? What top 3 things? What is the most important? And in what order? What do you see can get in your way? If you don't, what could possibly get in your way? For example, if I want to come into the office by noon and make calls until 2, but then I have an appointment at 1:30, so I know that's going to mess up my block time, or do I change that time? So what will get in the way, and what do you have to do to make those changes for you to succeed for the day? And in the evening, it asks questions about, okay, where did you succeed? If you were your own coach, what would you tell yourself? What didn't you succeed in? How could that have been made differently? So it's really important to self-reflect morning, night, quarterly, like you mentioned, 6 months, yearly. This is a time of planning and putting it into action. Like you said, start now.
Yep.
Start now.
Pretty much the takeaway is self-reflect, you know, like you said, morning, night, and monthly, quarterly. You're always self-reflecting on yourself, because if you don't self-reflect, then all you're going to do is play the victim. Pretty much, you're just gonna be like, well, I'm a victim of this. I failed. When actually, at the end of the day, you failed yourself.
Yep.
So the only victim is you victimizing yourself for not having the insight to self-reflect and be like, okay, where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? I will say this, there is no goal too big for you to accomplish. You just don't accomplish it because you don't have the insight to self-reflect.
And the guidance. Surround yourself around people that are doing the things that are self-reflecting, that are growing, that are learning. I mean, okay, so recap. Happy New Year, 2024, resolutions for 2023, what we didn't accomplish, what we did accomplish, why we didn't accomplish, right? We didn't accomplish because typically it falls into the victim card, right? And the lack of self-awareness, and who you surround yourself around is important. Another thing I was going to point out, this is not a recap, but so the media targets us to brainwash us to use as advertising, to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. So that is a huge problem too. A lot of people can binge watch, and that is stealing and robbing your life from your future and your kids and your family.
Oh yeah, like you're talking about like just scrolling through your phone, or like Netflix and chill kind of stuff, all that.
Netflix and chill, or even TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, or it keeps going. They just want to brainwash us. So,
which I was part of going back to like pandemic and everything, when you couldn't really do anything. I'm definitely guilty of some of that, where pandemic, it's like, oh, I couldn't really do anything, couldn't mingle with people or anything, so it was easy to like scroll through, get caught up into social media, watch something on Netflix. That part of 2023 is self-reflecting, was I had to break some of those habits, because that's taking time up through the day.
Lots of time.
It's too easy to sit there and be like, hey, I'm going to go do cold calls. Oh, hey, by the way, this article just came up, and they're talking about this or whatever, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna read this article, and the next thing I know is
recipes.
I didn't do my cold calls because I got caught up into social media and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, take a lot of that stuff out of your life. Know that it's not, a lot of that stuff isn't healthy, and it's not providing. So it's taking time that's not providing any influence or healthy habits to get you to where you want to go.
And I read somewhere that their target is 60,000 data points a day per person that they're trying to, that's their goal. And they probably hit that, like data points with just us scrolling and whatnot throughout the day and throughout, oh my gosh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So when I read that though, that really it was like, whoa,
So I did cut a lot of that out in 2023.
Yeah, me too. A lot. I didn't realize how much I was into it, but especially when you get into the series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched Last Kingdom, but there's no stopping in that.
No, I didn't
No,
watch.
Uhtred? Yeah.
No, I think the last one I watched was Peaky Blinders on Netflix. But it took up a lot of time.
Bottom line, it took up a lot of time. And non-stop, like, don't talk to me. Don't even eat.
Yeah.
It's too funny. Okay, so no victim card. You want to be victorious. You want to be successful. Be around people that, and apply yourself to classes like the ones that we took this year, right?
Yeah, apply yourself to classes. You know, make a goal to read a certain number of books for the year and everything, and not just like regular, you know, whatever fantasy books or something like that, but books for
Novels.
Yeah, like books that'll help you grow and everything.
Personal development, business development, mental health, relationships, right? A really good one that I mean, there's just a few books that are really good that I think that.
So, you know, put that in there. You know, you can, instead of Netflix and chilling, you could read a book or even listen to it on Audible if that's your thing. But it's going to put knowledge and get you thinking and everything. And also can be helpful in your self-reflection areas, because you'd be amazed sometimes when you're reading a book and you're like, huh, I'm kind of dealing with that right now. Like,
ties in together. And if anybody hikes, reach out. Friedrich Park is a great place to hike, and that stimulates your brain in a whole other way and gets you out of a depression state. If you're going like into a depression state or been in a depression state for a while, that's a really good thing to do, is to just go hiking or a nature walk, eating a lot of vegetables. Very important. Exercise. You ran almost 12 miles yesterday.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So 2023, again, part of self-reflection was I looked in the mirror one day and I didn't like the face I seen. It was fat. I was up to like 247 pounds. And a part of that 2024 goal was, and like I said, starting everything was a few months ago. I started dieting and exercising and everything. So far, lost 48 or 49 pounds.
That's awesome.
Out of that. So, and you know, that just makes sure that in 2024 I'll hit at least one of those goals and everything. So
that's awesome. Congrats.
But yeah, I mean, 2023, big takeaway, don't be a victim. I don't know how many times we can say it is, don't be a victim. Don't let somebody sit there and make you feel like, you know, you can't accomplish your goal. Remember, you're the only one who can accomplish your goal because you have the mindset that you can't.
Fight for yourself. Fight for yourself. Self-reflect. Be around people that.
Yep, and be around people who are going to actually push you and challenge you to get you to those goals. It's not going to be a handout. Nobody's going to hand it out to you and say, hey, here you go.
Yep.
You're going to have to climb that ladder and everything to success and reach your goals.
Yep.
And part of that, you know, it's to learn and everything. So that way, once you reach the goals, you can now set new goals and you don't go back down. Nobody's going to hand it to you. But you need to surround yourself with the people who are going to help you and hold you accountable in reaching those goals. Because I can guarantee you this, and I've seen this over years, and probably you have too, is you probably had friends back in the day or something like that you were saying, hey, I'm going to accomplish this goal, and they were like, yeah, right. Like, Mary, you're not going to hit that. Like, you have to do X, Y, and Z to get that.
In Spanish, it's "que te crees." What do you think? Who do you think you are?
Right. So it's like, and then so they're not the ones in your corner. They're not going to help you. They're going to make sure that you stay exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
And everything. The people.
You said it. Misery loves
misery loves company.
Yeah.
And everything, and they're going to keep you. They're going to keep you where you're at, and the people who are actually going to challenge you and get you there, they believe that you can get there. They're gonna challenge you. They're gonna hold you accountable.
And you know why? Because they're doing it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They are people of action, people that you also have to like just be mindful of when you are with somebody that is speaking negatively. I'm not saying shut them out, but be aware of it. And for me, it would be like, you know, I have to have like Bible verses to protect, and also like, you know, praying for them, praying for myself, praying for wisdom throughout that, because those are people that I care about, and that are in my life, or, you know, not like on a daily basis or whatever, but they're people in general. I still care about them. I just have to remember, if I'm in a circle, I need to be mindful of where I place the people that are in the circle.
Yeah.
Who's going to be inside, who's going to be up here.
And it kind of goes back to, so really what you're doing is you're categorizing where people are at in your life and everything. And to be able to make those changes in the new year, you got to be able to categorize on who you're going to let know what changes you want to make. Because you should already know, you know, who's going to sit there and say you can't accomplish that. Well, maybe you don't say anything to them, but you know who's going to support you in it, and you let them know, hey, these are my goals. Like Mary knows what my goals are in real estate and everything, but I wouldn't sit there and tell somebody else in my life, hey, these are my goals in my business in real estate, who's not in real estate, because they're going to be like, there's no way you can accomplish that, Ron. They don't have the
mentality. Yeah,
the mentality to see how to get to that goal. So they're like, to them, it sounds crazy and out of this world. And they're going to be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, this is going to be an issue and this is going to be an issue. Well, it's because they're not educated in that. So whatever goal that you set, you want to make sure that you let the people in your life who are educated in that area and everything that are going to support you.
Yes, well said.
Yeah, not everybody has to know everything.
Right, that's for sure. Okay, so we went over the victim card, self-reflecting and surrounding yourself around people. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. It's going to be a great year.
Yes, yep. And put in the comments or direct DM us, how to say it, if you want us to walk you through setting a plan. We're here for you. We are.
Yep, we want to see you succeed, and wherever you're at in your life and everything, see you get to that next level. If you are, you know, again, if you're wanting to own a home, we want to see you succeed in there and how we can get you into that goal. If you want to become an agent, maybe you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent. Maybe you're thinking about becoming a loan officer or something like that. You know, we can help you with that. Or if you're wanting to get your business to the next level and everything, we are here to meet you at whatever needs that you need.
Or if you want to be an investor, we're currently helping somebody look for a multiplex right now, right?
Yep.
And so we're here for the investor, first-time home buyer. Even if you're just, you know, I don't know, have questions about how to get this key right here.
That thing's heavy, by the way.
Be careful.
It'll knock me out.
But this key could be yours. This is the symbol of your home.
That is the key to 2024 right there.
Right there.